my Social Distortion story. I guess the first time I heard Social Distortion was probably 1990, 91. There was a song called Prison Bound, which didn't really, I don't know where I heard it, but it left enough of an impression on me that it didn't really sound like anything on the, that you were hearing at the time. And, it kind of had a retro feel, but yeah, it was a current song. And, but it wasn't something I heard on the radio a lot. It wasn't something that was maybe even played on the radio. I just may have heard it at somebody's house or a party or something. I don't really know. And that was kind of the story with me and Social Distortion for the next couple of years in the early 90s. I would hear their songs, I think a lot of times, basically from like the videos that you would see on Alternative Nation or 120 Minutes. But they wouldn't be played on the radio, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, they were on the radio, the videos were played in heavy rotation all the time, and I was into those bands, and so, with my limited dollars for CD buying, I was out buying those CDs, and for some reason, Social Distortion just got, pushed to the back, I guess. I think I bought my first album somewhere between Heaven and Hell in probably 1993, maybe early 94. I really enjoyed a number of songs on that album, and thought like there was a band I really needed to check out. But I really didn't start listening to Social Distortion, all the time until probably 1995 when I moved to Columbus, Ohio. Social Distortion had put out a live album, I think, that year, and the radio station there was playing basically all the songs, 103.3, I think it was, all the songs on that album, which were, of course, all their studio songs, just the live versions of them. And I really started to buy all the albums and really listen to Social Distortion. Of those songs, as great as they were, the song Story of My Life, which it's kind of cliche almost for a lot of people, but it really started to be a song for me that I could attach experiences I had now that I was, in my mid-20s at that time, to experiences, and, lifting a song like that, not just because it had a good riff and it was, had a good, sing-along, chorus, those type of things, but more of a meaning, a greater meaning for me. And I actually got to the point where this place I used to go a lot, called the Blue Danube. It's kind of a restaurant bar, kind of a dive restaurant bar, I guess you would say. I would go there and hang out for a while, and I would always put in these Social Distortion Story of My Life. I would always play it. All the other songs would be random, but that song always got played at some point. I usually put $5 in, and you knew that song was gonna show up. And in fact, it was so obvious that this waitress, who was always there, used to tell me, be like, "Hey, is your song playing?" And I'd say, well, it's coming up, and I'm upset because I can't remember her name at all, and that, she doesn't deserve that, because I probably went there 3 nights a week because of her. And she would buy me drinks. She would, when she took her breaks, she would come and sit in the booth that I was at. All those things. But yeah, for some reason, her and I never got together, and I don't know why. Looking back on it now, I was kind of like, well, I was stupid. But I guess, like anything, my head just wasn't in the right place. I'm gonna pull this down because there's a cop. My head just wasn't in the right place for that. So I I don't know. I blew it. I think I blew it with her. You know, she is a part of that song. You know, but yet I don't have the decency to remember what her name was. So I apologize. And but anyway, I made it. I was like, well, next time I get a chance to see Social Distortion, I'm going to go see them. And years have passed, and they've always been on my agenda, but they either never were in the town I was in, or I just missed when they came for whatever reason. And so now, 18 years after I first started, I was thinking I was into Social Distortion. I'm finally going to see them tonight, and I'm looking very much forward to it. I really think Mike Ness is a fantastic songwriter. His lyrics are great, and a lot of his experiences, I've been able to correlate those into things that have happened to me, and it's really excited about tonight, and really glad that I discovered Social Distortion a long time ago, and they have enriched my life in good times and in bad many times over. But tonight, it's going to be a very good time. Alright, that's it.